All right, Donald Trump. So his trial begins April 15th, jury selection. Trump's going to have to be there because it's a criminal case. So he'll have to be in a courtroom in Manhattan 4 days a week. And that, of course, will cut into his campaigning, everything else he does. Now, he's charged with illegally disguising reimbursements related to paying hush money. Notice the words illegally disguising reimbursements. This is the Stormy Daniels case. So I'm sure you know about it, but just to recap, Stormy Daniels is a sex worker, and apparently she had an encounter with Donald Trump a few days before the 2016 election. She got in touch with the Trump people and said, give me money or I'm going public and you'll lose the election. You know, some might say that's extortion. Anyway, she got money from the Trump operation. Now, I don't know any more than that. I don't know who ordered the money. I don't know where the money came from. You know, it's like 130,000 or whatever. I don't know. So Trump has pled, of course, not guilty to the charges. Now, Bragg, the DA in Manhattan who doesn't prosecute crimes, all right, is charged Trump with a Class E felony, even though this is usually a misdemeanor. But we all know what's going on in Manhattan, in New York City with Trump. The trial is expected to take 6 weeks, which is pretty long. I mean, I don't know why it would take that long, but that's what is expected. Joining us now from Washington is Roger Severino from the Heritage Foundation. He's a former trial attorney at the U.S. Department of Justice, Civil Rights Division. So he knows this is a state of New York case, not a federal case, but Mr. Severino knows what's going on here. So let's begin with Ms. Daniels and her demand for money. That sounds illegal to me. What do you say?
Yeah, it's so interesting, the twists and turns of this case. You would think that asking somebody for money to keep quiet might count as extortion, and that perhaps Trump would have been the victim of this case. But this entire story has been flipped on its head. Trump is the one that's now in the hot seat because you have these roving prosecutors, not just in this case, but in others, trying to do everything in their power to prevent Trump from being president. This is not about law enforcement. This is about throwing anything they can to go after Trump, to impede his ability to run and be, again, the president of the United States. In this case in particular, it's just dripping with ironies. So they say that this is a hush money case. Well, if Trump, in fact, was paying somebody to keep quiet, that's not illegal. There's no underlying crime in paying somebody to keep quiet. There's non-disclosure agreements all the time. It happens everywhere, all the time. So then second, we had this case of campaign finance violations. That was the first step where people said, you know what, this was an actual influencing of a campaign. What you're doing was paying money as a campaign expenditure to help Trump win his first election. Michael Cohen actually took a fall. That was a lawyer of Donald Trump. He's a convicted perjurer and is now going to be the star witness for Alvin Bragg and the DA. He went down on a campaign finance case to get rid of his underlying other claims. He had a tax evasion claim. He hid $4 million in tax money. He had a claim for bank fraud, essentially, for lying to banks to get a loan. And to make all these cases go away, he also pled guilty to campaign finance violations.
Okay, so let me stop you. Let me stop you there. Let me stop you there. So Cohen, you're saying, is not going to be prosecuted on the other allegations against him because he has agreed to testify against Donald Trump. That's what you're saying, right?
He pled guilty to all those claims. It was a package deal for tax fraud, for bank fraud, for campaign finance violations of the hush money. So he pled guilty to all of that to make it all go away. The campaign finance one was the weakest claim of all. And now Alvin Bragg is saying,
but he had to say that he would give the government something in return, and that something is his testimony, right?
He gets the testimony, right?
Okay.
So he pled guilty.
I want to walk through this because it's complicated. Is there any evidence that's been put forth that you know of, because I don't know of it, that the money paid to Ms. Daniels to keep quiet, and you rightly say that's not a crime, but it would be a crime if it came out of campaign finance funds that were supposed to be used to propel a candidate in an election, right?
Yeah, arguably. But that's the thing. They never went after Trump for that. Those charges were not brought against him. They went after Cohen, and he is the one who pled guilty.
Everything is expensive these days, you know that. The government is printing trillions of dollars and consumer prices higher than ever. If the government continues its printing and spending, the dollar could continue its free fall and lose its coveted role as the world reserve currency. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But there are a few things you can do right now. American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your money, your retirement, your hard-earned savings against inflation by helping you diversify a portion of your portfolio into physical gold and silver. Start with a short phone call, and they can have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your 401k or IRA. So please call or text them right now. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you. Call 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, that's 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.